Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another spine-chilling episode of Horror Talks with Tate. My name is Tate, and I'm the hoster of this podcast. And it's great to be back in your head again, ready to explore the chilling and eerie corners of the horror universe. In this podcast, we plunge into the depth of intricate plots, delve into rich character development, thematic elements, explore director's cuts, and so much more within the horror genre. In this episode, we're diving deep into the spine-chilling world of the sci-fi crossover horror franchise, Alien vs. Predator. This epic saga brings together two of the most iconic and fearsome creatures in cinematic history, locked in a deadly battle of supremacy. We'll explore the origin, lore, and terrifying encounters that makes the franchise a fan favorite. Before we jump into the action, let's head over to our spooky summaries segment, where we'll break down the plot details and unravel the mysteries that make Alien vs. Predator such a thrilling experience. So, the big question is, which side are you on? Are you rooting for the cunning and ruthless predators, or do you stand with the relentless, acid-blooded Xenomorphs? Let's dig in and find out which creature truly ranks highest ranking. Let's begin with the film, Alien vs. Predator. The story follows a group of archaeologists, scientists, and explorers who discover an ancient pyramid buried beneath the ice of Antarctica. When they investigate, they find themselves caught in the middle of a battle between two deadly otherworldly species, the predators, who use the pyramid as a hunting ground, and the aliens, their chosen prey. The humans must navigate the deadly maze of the pyramid while trying to survive the deadly conflict between these two formidable alien species. The movie blends elements of horror, action, and science fiction, set against a backdrop of ancient secrets and high-tech warfare. For Alien vs. Predator, Requiem, after the events of the first film, a Predator ship crashes in a small Colorado town, releasing both the deadly alien creatures and a new hybrid, the Predalien. The movie follows the town's residents as they struggle to survive the onslaught of these two deadly species. Meanwhile, a lone Predator arrives on Earth to clean up the mess and eliminate the aliens. The film focuses on the chaos that results as the town becomes a battleground, with the humans caught in a crossfire between the aliens and the predator. The movie amps up the horror elements, showcasing the brutality of both species and the desperation of the human characters trying to survive. Let's dive into the second segment of our show, titled Discreet Directors, where we'll uncover the fascinating stories behind the creation of the franchise. We'll explore the visions and creative process of the minds behind it, revealing how their advanced ideas and unique perspectives brought this iconic franchise to life. I'm going to start with the first film before the second one. Alien vs. Predator was written and directed by Paul W. S. Anderson. Anderson emphasized fast-paced action sequence with a strong preference for visual intense battles. The film's set pieces involves detailed choreography between the predators, aliens, and the human characters. The film is set in a form-bonding ancient pyramid between the Antarctic ice, reflecting Anderson's flavor for dark, moody environments. This atmosphere is enchanted by dim lighting and tight claustrophobic spaces, which build tension and suspense. Anderson highlighted the use of practical effects and creature design, particularly for the iconic Alien and Predator characters. The film blends practical animatronics with CGI to bring these creatures to life, while maintaining a sense of physicality and realism. Anderson's experience with video game adaptation is evident in his use of video game-like pacing and structure. The narrative often feels like a series of levels or challenges, with characters progressing through increasingly difficult storyline. Anderson tends to favor straightforward plots that are easy to follow, often focusing more on the spectacular than on complex character development. In Alien vs. Predator, the story is a basic setup to get a titular creatures into conflict, with human characters serving as a secondary participates in the action. Anderson's styles in Alien vs. Predator is a blend of horror, sci-fi, and action, aiming to deliver a visual, engaging, and entertaining experience that caters of fans for both the Alien and Predator franchise. The actors and characters are, starting with the main cast and characters, Senna Lathan as Alexa Woods, a guide and expedition leader who becomes the film's protagonist, Raoul Bova as Sebastian de Rosa, an archaeologist who joins the expedition, Lance Hendrickson as Charles Bishop Whalen, a wealthy industrialist funding the expedition. He is also notable for being the basic for the android characters Bishop in the Alien series. Edwin Brenner as Graham Miller, a chemical engineer and member of the expedition. Colin Salmon as Maxwell Stafford, Charles Whalen's right-hand man and security expert. Tommy Flanagan as Mark Verhanden, a mercenary and member of the expedition team. Joseph Wright as Joe Connors, a technician and member of the team. Karsten Norgard as Rusty, a character in a menial role of the team. Now it's time for the Predator characters. Ian White as Scar, the main Predator who marks Alexa as a warrior. Tom Woodruff Jr. as Chopper, another Predator warrior. Agathe de la Bolle as Clitic, the leader of the Predator group. Now last is the Alien characters. Tom Woodruff Jr. as the Alien, also known as the Xenomorph, the main aliens for the film. The actors successfully conveyed the fear and desperation for the characters, which heightened the film's tension. The sense of impending doom was palpable, and the actor's performance helped the audience connect with the character's dangerous situation. The blend of horror, action, and sci-fi elements requires the actors to navigate the range of emotions from fear to determination, which they did convincingly. The cast understood the legends of both the Alien and Predator franchise, and their performance reflected the respect for the source material. This respect helped in maintaining the tone and atmosphere that fans of both franchises expected. The actors' dedication to their roles combines with their ability to bring complex emotion and physicality to the screen, were key factors in making Alien and Predator a memorable addition to the crossover genre. The narrative structure of Alien vs. Predator follows a fairly conventional story arc, but is layered with elements of suspense, action, and horror. Here are the breakdown. Number 1, introduction, exposition, settings. The film starts with the discovery of the mysterious heat signature between the ice of Antarctica. This leads to an introduction of key characters, including industrialist Charles Bishop Whalen and a team of experts he assembles, including the archaeologist Sebastian D. Rosa, chemical engineer Graham Miller, and guide Alexa Wood. Background: the characters are briefed about the expedition goal to investigate the pyramid-like structure detected beneath the ice. Number 2. Rising action. Journey to Antarctica. The team travels to a remote location and descends into the pyramid, uncovering its mix of ancient cultures, Mayan, Egyptian, and Cambodian, and realize it is not a human origin. Discovery of the alien and predator connection. As the team explores, they find evidence of an ancient ritual where predators hunt aliens as a rite of passage. The suspense builds as they advertentially activate the pyramid, releasing the xenomorph and triggering the predator's arrival. Conflict unfolds. The characters find themselves trapped between the two species' deadly battles, with the structure itself shifting and changing, adding to the tension. The predators hunt both humans and aliens, while the aliens begin to reproduce rapidly. The narrative structure of Alien vs. Predator is a mix of action, horror, and science fiction, with a central theme of survival against overwhelming odds. The film maintains a steady build-up of tension, climax in a high-stake battle, followed by an open-ended conclusion that hints at further development. In Alien vs. Predator, the film's setting plays a crucial role in establishing its atmosphere and tension. The main scenes are set in the following location: Bovatoya Island in Antarctica. The story begins when a heat signature is detected beneath the ice on this remote, desolate island. This cold and isolated environment sets the stage for the film's foreboding tone. Number 2. The Pyramid. The majority of the film takes place in an ancient pyramid buried beneath the ice. The pyramid is a complex structure with shifting walls, booby traps, and intricate pathways. This claustrophobic and maze-like environment creates a sense of dread and confusion as the characters try to navigate through it. Number 3. The Sacrificial Chamber. This chamber within the pyramid is where human sacrifices were once made to incubate Xenomorph. It serves as a pivotal location where the characters encounters the deadly Xenomorphs. Number 4. Predator Ship. Brief scenes are shown aboard the Predator's spaceship, where they prepare for their hunt. This advanced alien environment contrasts with the ancient pyramid and highlights the technological superiority of the predators. Number 5. Surface of Bovatoya Island. The icy surface of the island is also featured in several scenes, emphasizing the harsh and unforgiving environment outside the pyramid. The combination of ancient planning, advanced alien technology, and inhospitable Antarctic landscapes creates a unique and intense setting that enchants the film's suspense and horror. The music and sound design for Alien vs. Predator played a crucial role in setting the atmosphere for the film, blending elements of both franchises. Here are some key elements, starting with music. Number 1. Composure. Arnold Closure composed the film's score. His work focused on creating a dark, tense, and atmospheric soundscape that would complement the horror and action elements of the movie. Number 2. Musical themes. The score incorporates elements from the original Alien and Predator franchise, with ominous orchestral arrangements that build suspense. There are moments where the music becomes more intense and bombic during action suspenses, reflecting the clash between the two iconic creatures. And number 3, instruments and style. The music features heavy use of ancestral instruments, particularly strings, brass, and percussion, to create a sense of foreboding and urgencies. Claustral also utilize electronic elements to give certain scenes a more modern and underworldly feel. Now it's time for the sound design. Number 1, creature sound. The sound design team worked hard to blend the unique sounds for both the Xenomorphs from Alien and the Predators. The hissing and screeching of the Xenomorphs were carried over from previous Alien films, while the Predators' clicking and growling noises were also faithfully reproduced. Number 2, weapon and technology sound. The Predator's iconic weapons, such as the shoulder-mounted plasma caster and wrist blades, have their signature sound. The clocking device and thermal vision effects also features important sound design elements, creating a sense of high-tech danger. Number 3, environmental sounds. The sound design includes detailed ambient sounds that enhance the film's setting, for the eerie silence of the Antarctic environments to the echoing, claustrophobic corridors of the pyramid. The use of reverb and spatial audio technique helps to immerse the audience in these environments. Number 4, fight sequences. During the battles between the aliens and predators, the sound design became more aggressive with loud, visceral sounds effects for the creature attacks and the re-assaulting destruction. These contrasts with quieter tension building moments creates a dynamic audio experience. Overall, the music and sound design for Alien vs. Predator helped immerse the distinct atmospheres of the Alien and Predator franchise, enchanting the film's tension, horror, and action. The concept of Alien vs. Predator was first introduced in a 1989 comic book published by Dark Horse Comics. The crossover idea quickly gained popularity among fans of both franchises. The success of the comic book led to various other media adaptations, including novels and video games, which further fueled fans' interest in seeing a cinematic crossover. In the 1990s, there were several attempts to bring the crossover to the big screen, but none came to realization due to various creative and logistic challenges. Both the Alien and Predator franchise had established themselves as successful and distinct series, making a crossover a potentially risky venture for the studios involved. In the early 2000s, 20th Century Fox decided to move forward with the project. Paul W. S. Anderson, known for his work on Mortal Kombat and Resident Evil, was brought on board as a director and co-writer. Anderson was a fan of both franchises and had a clear vision for a crossover. His enthusiasm helped push the project forward. Anderson also, with Shane Salerno, wrote the script. They decided to set the film in Antarctica and introduce a storyline involving an ancient pyramid and a human expedition that gets caught in the middle of a battle between the two iconic creatures. The decision to place the setting in an isolated and icy environment was intense to create a unique atmosphere and a sense of claustrophobic tension, similar to the original Alien film. The cast includes Senya Lathan as a protagonist, Alexa Woods, Lance Henriksen reprising a role connecting to the Alien franchise, and a mix of other actors to fill out the human expedition team. The decision to cast Henriksen was a nod to fans of the Alien series, as he had previously played the android Bishop in Aliens and Alien 3. Principal photograph begins in October 2003 and took place mainly in Prague, Czech Republic. The production utilized large sets and practical effects to bring the alien creatures and the pyramid to life. The filmmakers aimed to use a combination of practical effects and CGI to maintain the realistic and grounded feel of the creatures. The production faced several challenges, including the pressure of living up to fans' expectations and balancing the tones of two franchises. There were also logistic challenges in creating the practical effects for the creatures and elaborate sets required for the pyramid setting. Alien vs. Predator was released in the 13th of August 2004. It received mixed reviews from critics, who prized its visual effects and action sequences, but criticized its story and character development. Despite the mixed reviews, the film was a commercial success, grossing over $172 million worldwide against a budget of around $60 million. The ratings of the movie is the IMDb score of 5.7 out of 10 and a Rotten Tomato score of 22%. Alien vs. Predator received a mixed reception and was not widely recognized in major award circuit. However, it did receive a few nominations and wins in less permanent awards. Number 1, BMI Film and TV Awards 2005. Winner, Film Music Award, Hano Closure for the film score. Number 2, Golden Scones Award 2004, nominated for Worst Movie of the Year. Number 3, Golden Trailer Awards, nominated for Best Horror, aka Thriller. Number 4, Razzie Award 2005, nominated for Worst Remake or Sequel by Paul W. S. Anderson. These awards reflect the film's polarizing reception, with some recognition for its music, but also criticism for its overall quality. The success of Alien vs. Predator led to a sequel, Alien vs. Predator Requiem, released in 2007. The film also reinforced the crossover potential of different franchises, influencing future projects in the sci-fi and horror genre. Alien vs. Predator remained a notable example of a fan-driven crossover that made it to the big screen, blending two iconic franchises into a single cinematic experience. The movie Alien vs. Predator features a combination of practical effects, props, weapons, and CGI to bring the iconic creatures and their world to life. Here's a breakdown. Number 1, props. Alien suits. The Xenomorphs were brought to life permanently using practical suits worn by actors. These suits were detailed and featured animatronic elements for the head, allowing the iconic interjaw to extend. Predator suits. The Predator were also portrayed by actors in detailed suits, with animatronic masks to control facial expressions. The suits were designed to be imposing, with attention to the intricate armor and weaponry. Alien eggs. The xenomorph eggs were practical props made with a combination of rubber and animatronics to simulate the opening and the emergence of the facehuggers. About the facehuggers, these were a mix of practical puppetry and animatronic used in close-up shots to show their creepy, lifelike movements. Number 2, weapons. Plasma Caster, a shoulder-mounted energy weapon that fires powerful plasma bolt. This was mostly a prop with CGI enchantment for the firing effects. Wrist blades, dual retractable blades mounted on the Predator's wrist gauntlets. These were practical props with some CGI enchantment for action sequences. Strutican, a throwable bladed weapon that was a mix of practical props and CGI. In some scenes, these weapons were created entirely with CGI to show it in flight. Combin Stick, the retractable spear used by the Predators, made as a practical props with an extendable feature. Net gun fires a mesh net that constricts its target. Usual a practical prop with CGI for the tightening effects. Human weapons. The humans in the films permanently use standard military grade firearms such as assault rifles and shotguns. Number 3. CGI. Xenomorph. While many xenomorphs were portrayed by actors in suit, CGI was used extensively for scenes involving large number of aliens or when they're needed to move in ways that suits couldn't achieve, such as crawling on walls or ceilings. Facehuggers. CGI was used to enchant the movement of facehuggers, especially when they leaped onto their victims. Predator clocking. The Predator's clocking ability was achieved using CGI, creating the effects of a nearly invisible figure that distorted the background. Queen Xenomorph. The Queen was a combination of a large practical puppet for close-up and interaction with characters, and CGI for dynamic action scenes. The CGI allowed for greater flexibility in her movements, especially during battle scenes. The mix of practical effects and CGI in Alien vs. Predator allowed the films to create a visceral and immersive experience, blending the tangible presence of physical props with the dynamic possibilities of digital effects. In Alien vs. Predator, the foreshadowing elements are subtle hints that builds tension and hints at the upcoming conflicts without giving away specific plot details. Number 1. Ancient ruins and symbols. The discovery of ancient ruins with mysterious symbols suggests a connection between past civilization and the supernatural beings, hinting at the looming presence of something underworldly. Number 2. The pyramid structure. The pyramid's planning and layout, with its shifting rooms and traps, foreshadows the deadly challenges the characters will face, setting the stage for an eventual clash. Number 3. Technological artifacts. Early scenes shows advanced technology that doesn't belong to human, subtly indicating that powerful forces beyond Earth are at play. And finally, number 4, character dialogues. Conversation among characters about the unknown and reference to past encounters with supernatural beings hints at the danger ahead, building suspense for the viewers. These elements help create a sense of unease and anticipation, leading up the eventual conflict between the alien and predator species. Now, that's all for Alien vs. Predator 1. Now it's time for Alien vs. Predator Requiem. The film was directed by Greg and Colin Strauss and was written by Shane Solero. The brothers Strauss leaned heavily into the horror elements of the Alien and Predator franchise, creating a film that is notably darker and more violent than the first one. The tone is grim, with a focus on a terrifying nature of the Xenomorphs and the Predator. Alien vs. Predator Requiem is known for intense and often brutal violence. The director did not shy away from graphic depictions of the xenomorph and predators killing both humans and each other. This brutality was intended to apply to fans of the original Alien and Predator films, which are known for their intense, often shocking moments. One of the most distinctive aspects of the film's style is its very low lighting. Much of the action takes place at night or in dark enclosed spaces, making it difficult for viewers to see what happens at times. This decision was meant to create a more claustrophobic and terrifying atmosphere, but was also criticized for making the action hard to follow. Unlike the first Alien vs. Predator, which took place in an isolated ancient pyramid, Alien vs. Predator 2 is set in a small American town. This change in settings gives the film a different feeling, with a focus on how an alien invasion affects ordinary people. The suburban and rural environment contrasts with the more exotic locations from the previous films in both franchises. The film introduced the Pred Alien, a hybrid of a predator and a xenomorph, which became a central figure in the movie. This creature reflects the director's interest in expanding the mythology of both species and creating a new and terrifying monster. The brothers Strauss, with their background in visual effects, place a strong stress on the use of both CGI and practical effects. However, they aim to balance these elements to retain the sense of realism and physicality in the creatures, similar to the first film. The narrative in Alien vs. Predator Requiem is often secondary to the action. The story serves permanently as a vehicle to bring the aliens and predators into conflicts, with human characters being less developed and more disposable compared to the first film. The film includes several homage to the original Alien and Predator films, from specific shots and sequences to thematic elements. This was intended to apply to longtime fans of both franchises. Overall, Alien vs. Predator Requiem is darker, grittier, and more horror-focused than the first one, with a strong emphasis on violence, atmosphere, and the terrifying nature of the iconic creatures. The brothers Cross aim to create a more intense and visceral experience, though some of their stylistic choices, particularly in terms of lighting and narrative depth, receive mixed reactions. The actors and characters are, starting with the main cast and characters, Stephen Pasquale as Dallas Howard, an ex-convict who returns to his hometown and becomes one of the leaders of the survivors. Rachel Ellsworth as Kelly O'Brien, a soldier returning home from deployment who becomes a central character in a fight of survival. And Johnny Lewis as Ricky Howard, Dallas's younger brother who becomes involved in the fight against the aliens and the predators. Predator characters: Ian White as Wolf, aka Predator, a veteran predator sent to Earth to clean up the mess caused by the aliens and the hybrid Pred-Alien. Ian White also played the predators in the previous film. Alien characters: Tom Woodruff Jr. as the alien, aka Xenomorph, the main antagonist, continuing his role from the previous films. Him again as Pred-Alien, a hybrid creature born from a predator host, making it an even deadlier enemy. The film was notable darker in tone and lighting, and the actors had to work within its atmosphere to convey the horror and urgency of the situation. The low visibility and tension scenes required the cast to rely heavily on their expressions and physicality to communicate fear and tension. Alien vs. Predator Requiem has a darker tone and a more straightforward narrative structure. Here's a breakdown. Number 1, Introduction. Character introductions. We meet the main human characters, including ex-convict Dallas Howard, his younger brother Ricky, Sheriff Eddie Morales, and others living in the town. The film set up their ordinary lives, unaware of the impending disaster. Number 2, Rising Action. Predalien and Xenomorphs Unleashed. The crash released Xenomorphs into the wilderness where they begin to breed rapidly, attacking and infecting local wildlife and humans. The Predalien, as a more powerful and cunning creature, leads the Xenomorphs in their assault on the town. Arrival of the Predator. A lone predator known as Wolf arrives to Earth to clean up the mess and contains the Xenomorph outbreak. His mission is to eliminate all evidence of the Xenomorph existence, including the human who had witnessed the creatures. Human survival. As the creatures begins attacking the town, chaos ensues. The town's residents, initially unaware of the true threat, struggle to survive. Dallas, Ricky, and a small group of survivors band together in an attempt to escape the growing infestation. Alien vs. Predator Requiem features a markedly different setting from the first film, focusing on the more grounded everyday environment. Number 1, Gunnison, Colorado. The main setting of the film is a small fictional town of Colorado. A closed suburb atmosphere of Gunnison contrasts sharply with the terrors that unfolds as the aliens and predators arrive. This setting grounds the horror in a more relatable, everyday environment, making an invasion feel more immediate and personal. Number 2, the forest and sewer system. The surrounding forest and the town's sewers system plays key roles in the film. The forest provides a natural, isolated backdrop where some of the initial confrontations between the predators and aliens take place. The sewer system, on the other hand, are dark, claustrophobic, and filled with dangers, adding to the tension as characters try to investigate these terrace underground passages. Number 3, the hospital. The town's hospital becomes a significant setting, particularly in the film's later stage. The hospital's sterile, confined corridors becomes a battleground, and the presence of vulnerable patient and staff heightening the stakes. Number 4, the power plant. Another key location is the town's power plant, which becomes a focal point of one of the film's major action sequences. The plant's industrial settings, with its machinery and confined spaces, adds to the film's tension and sense of danger. And finally, number 5, Predator ship. Similar to the first film, Requiem also includes scenes aboard a Predator ship, but these are brief. The ship's advanced technology is contrasted against the more familiar and mutant setting of the small town. The setting of Alien vs. Predator Requiem brings the conflict between the aliens and predators into a more familiar and relatable environment, shifting from the remote, exotic location of the first film to the unsettling invasion of a small, unsuspecting town. This change in setting amplifies the horror to compare the extraordinary with the ordinary. Alien vs. Predator Requiem, also known as AVP Requiem, continues a dark and intense atmosphere of the first film, with its music and sound designs playing a crucial role in shaping the film's tone. Starting with music. Number 1, composure. Brian Tyler composed the score of Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Tyler is known for his work on action and horror film, and his approach for this film was to create a powerful and ominous score that would elevate the intensity and dread for the movie. Number 2, musical theme. The score of Alien vs. Predator Requiem is more aggressive and tension compared to the first film. Tyler amplifies a darker, more foreboding tone to match the film's increased horror elements. The music often swells during key action sequences and moments of terror, using dissonant, chord, and harsh orchestral hits. Number 3. Instrument and styles. The score relies heavily on the full orchestra with permanent use of string, bass, and percussion. Tyler also incorporated chore elements to add an epic, almost apocalyptic feel to the music. The use of electronic elements was minimal, with the focus permanently of orchestral power and tension. Now it's time for the sound design. Number 1. Creature sound. The sound design in Alien vs. Predator Requiem continues the tradition of faithfully recreating the iconic sounds of both the Xenomorphs and the Predator. The Xenomorphs' hiss, screech, and snarl are as unsettling as ever, while the Predator's clicks, growls, and distinctive sounds of its weapon remain central to the film's audio landscape. Number 2. Pred-Alien sound. The introduction of the Pred-Alien hybrid creature requires new sound design elements. The Pred-Alien sound are a blend of the Predator's growl and the Xenomorph screeches, creating a unique auditory signature that reflects its hybrid nature. Number 3. Environmental and atmosphere sounds. The film's settings, from the small town and its sewers to the dark forest, are brought to life with detailed environmental sounds. The use of silence is also notable heightened tension before the creature strikes. Rain, thunder, and other natural sounds are used to enchant the dark, foreboding atmosphere. Number 4. Weapon and technology sounds. The Predator's advanced weaponry includes the plasma caster, wrist blades, and a shuriken, is given a sharp, high-tech sound design. Explosions and gunfire are also prominent, adding to the film's action-packed sequences. And finally, number 5, gore and horror effects. Given the film's emphasis on horror and gore, the sound design includes a lot of visceral, gruesome sound effects for the more graphic scenes. This includes the sounds of tearing flesh, blood splatter, and other unsettling effects that adds to the film's brutal tone. The music and sound design for Alien vs. Predator Requiem are keys to create the film's dark, tense, and intense atmosphere. Brian Tyler's score, with its emphasis on orchestral power and ominous themes, complements the aggressive and unsettling sound design, making the film an immersive experience for fans of the horror and sci-fi genre. Following the commercial success of the first Alien vs. Predator film, 20th Century Fox quickly began planning a sequel. The studio wanted to build the crossover potential, hoping to delve deeper into the lore of both the Alien and Predator franchise. Greg and Colin Strauss, known collecting as the Brothers Strauss, were chosen to direct. The brothers were experienced visual effect artists and had worked on numerous high-profile films, but Alien vs. Predator marked their directorial debut. Shane Salerno returned as a screenwriter for the sequel. The script aimed to take the action to a more grounded and relatable setting. The story picked up immediately after the events of the first film, with the Predator ship crash-landed to a small Colorado town. The film explores the ensuing chaos of both aliens and a Pred-Alien, a hybrid creature of the two species, wreak havoc on the human population. Principal photograph begins in September 2006 and took place primarily in Vancouver, in Canada. The filmmakers chose to shoot in real location as much as possible to enchant the film realism and gritty feel. Given their background in visual effects, the brothers Straws emphasized practical effects and creature design. They work on ADI, who had worked on a long history with the Alien franchise to create the creature effects. The film features a mix of practical effects, animatronic, and CGI to bring the aliens, Predator, and the Pred-Alien to life. Balancing the action and horror elements of both franchises was a significant challenge. The filmmakers aimed to create a darker, more horror-centric tone compared to the first film, but in contrast also posed challenges as the filmmakers had to creatively manage resources to deliver high-quality effects and action sequences. Alien vs. Predator Requiem was released on December 25th, 2007 in the USA. The Christmas release date was unconventional for a horror sci-fi film, but aimed to capitalize on the holiday movie-going audience. The film received negative reviews from critics, who criticized its story, character development, and lighting, which many found too dark and difficult to see. However, some praised its visual effects and creature designs. Despite the critical reception, the film performed momentarily well at the box office, grossing over $130 million worldwide against a production budget of approximately $40 million. The rating of the movie are the IMDb score of 4.6 out of 10 and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 12%. Alien vs. Predator Requiem generally received negative reviews from critics. It did not receive significant recognition in major award circuit, but was acknowledged in some lesser-known and genre-specific awards. Number 1, Golden Skimos Awards 2007 are nominated for Worst Movie of the Year and nominated for Most Overrated Movie of the Year. Number 2, Golden Trailer Award 2008, nominated for Best Horror. Number 3, Saturn Award 2008, nominated Best Horror Film. And number 4, Fangoria Chainsaw Awards 2008, nominated for Worst Film. These nominations indicate that Alien vs. Predator Requiem is generally viewed unfavorably by critics and audience alike. However, it still gains some recognitions within the horror and sci-fi communities, particularly through nomination from genre-specific award bodies. Alien vs. Predator did not lead to immediate further sequels in the crossover series, but it reinforced the potential for blending established franchises into new narratives. The film maintained a cult following among fans of the Alien and Predator franchise, who appreciated its attempts to deliver more intense and graphic action sequences. Alien vs. Predator Requiem sought to build on the foundation laid by its predecessor, offering a darker and more visceral experience. Despite its mixed reception, it contributes to the ongoing legends of the Alien and Predator franchise, showcasing the enduring appeal of these iconic creatures. Alien vs. Predator Requiem ups the ante in terms of creature design, effects, and action. Here's a breakdown of the props, weapons, and CGI used in the film. Number 1. Props. Xenomorph suits. Similar to the first film, the Xenomorphs were portrayed by actors in particle suits. The suits were enchanted with animatronics for head and tail movements, just like the first film. The design was slightly more aggressive and detailed compared to the first Alien vs. Predator film. Predator suit. The Predator in this film, often referred to as the Wolf Predator, was portrayed by an actor in a suit. The suit features detailed armor, a more battle war look, and animatronic elements for the mask and fatal experience. Pred Alien. The Pred Alien was a major practical effects created as a suit with animatronic features for the face, mouth, and inner jaw. The design combines elements of both the Xenomorph and Predator species. Face huggers. Practical effects were used for face huggers, with animatronic models allowing them to move realistically. Some scenes also used puppetry to bring the face huggers to life. Now, for the weapons, they had the same exact weapons for the Predator, like the first film, but to the humans, they had like pistols, like lots of guns, and some of them for the Predator is like, well, like they're actually the same, I could say, but I'm gonna go straight to the CGI. So for number 2, which is CGI, for the Xenomorph, CGI was used extensively for group shots of Xenomorphs, especially in scenes where they moved quickly and were involved in complex action sequences. CGI was also used to enchant the movements of their tail and inner jaw. Pred Alien. The Pred Alien was brought to life using a combination of practical effects and CGI. The CGI was used to enchant its more complex movements, like the inner jaw attack, as well as during intense action scene. Predator clocking. The clocking effects for the Predator was achieved with CGI, creating a shimmering, colorless effects as the Predator moved through different environments. Face huggers. In addition to practical effects, CGI was used for the face huggers, particularly when they need to leap or move quickly across the scene. Acid blood. The Xenomorph's acid blood, a key feature of the franchise, was depicted using CGI to show its corrosive effects on the environment and characters. Alien vs. Predator leaned heavily on the dark, atmospheric lighting to enchant the practical effects, while CGI was used to create seamless integration between the creatures and their environments. The combination of practical effects and digital enchantment allows for a more immersive and visceral horror experience. In Alien vs. Predator, the foreshadowing elements are also used to build tension and hints at the chaos to come. Number 1. Mysterious ship arrive. The arrival of a mysterious spacecraft and the strange event that follows hints at impending danger, suggesting that something dangerous has been unleashed on Earth. Number 2. Darkened settings and eerie atmosphere. The film used dark, isolated settings like the woods and small town locations to create a foreboding atmosphere, signaling that something sinister is lurking in the shadows. Number 3. Unusual animal behavior. The film features instances where animals react nervously or flee from unseen threats, indicating that something unnatural is approaching. Number 4. Cryptic warnings. Early on, characters encounter strange occurrence and cryptic warnings from others, suggesting that they are about to face something far more deadlier than they can imagine. And finally, number 5. Signs of struggle. The discovery of areas that have been ravaged and shows signs of struggle foreshadows the violent confrontations that will unfold as the story progresses. These elements are designed to create an ominous tone, preparing the audience for the intense and brutal conflicts that is central to the film. Now, let's get to the final segment of the episode, Insane Insiders, and discover the Easter eggs, fun facts, and the audience reviews for this franchise. Let's start with the first one. Alien vs. Predator has several Easter eggs and reference, especially for the fans of the Alien and Predator franchise. Here are some notable ones. Number 1. Weyland-Yutani reference. Charles Bishop Weyland. The character played by Lance Henriksen is named Charlie Bishop Weyland. This is a nod to the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, a powerful company in the Alien series. Lance Henriksen also played the android Bishop in Aliens and Alien 3. The idea is that the Bishop androids were modeled after the original founder of the corporation. Number 2. Predator vision and sound effects. The film replicates the iconic Predator thermal visions and sound effects, a direct callback to the original Predator films. Number 3. Antarctic pyramid design. The pyramid in the movie is designed similar to the rundown ship found in the original Alien film, with shifting walls and complex architecture. This design is a subtle nod to the Alien universe's mysteries and ancient civilization. Number 4. Heat signatures. The opening scenes where the crew sees heat signatures on the ground is a direct nod to the Predator's hunting style from the previous film. And number 5. H.R. Giger's influence. The designer of the Alien and the temple has subtle influence from H.R. Giger, the Swiss artist who originally designed the Alien in the 1979 film. These Easter eggs are a treat for fans of both franchises, adding depth and connections to the broader universes of Alien and Predator. Alien vs. Predator is a crossover film that brought two iconic sci-fi fiction franchises. Here are some fun facts about the movie. Number 1. Comic book origin. The idea for Alien vs. Predator originated from a comic book series published by Dark Horse Comics in 1989. The concept was so popular that it eventually led to the film's adaptation. Number 2. Shared universe. Although the Alien and Predator franchises started as separate entities, the success of the crossover comics and video games led to the merging of their universes in the film. Number 3. Practical effects and CGI. The film made extensive use of practical effects for the Alien and Predator creatures, with CGI used to enhance certain scenes. The practical suits were worn by actors, which gave the creatures more tangible presence on screen. Number 4. The pyramid setting. The film's setting, an ancient pyramid buried beneath the ice in Antarctica, was inspired by the real-world discovery of pyramids in various remote locations. The pyramid in the movie features a combination of Egyptian, Aztec, and Cambodian architecture styles. Number 5. Connection to real history. The plot of Alien vs. Predator ties the Predators to ancient Earth civilization, suggesting that they were worshipped as gods by early humans and helped build the pyramids. Number 6. Return of Lance Henriksen. Lance Henriksen, who played the android Bishop in Aliens and Alien 3, returned to the franchise in Alien vs. Predator as Charles Bishop Weyland, a character implied to be an ancestor of the further creator of the Bishop androids. Number 7. Filming in Prague. Most of the film was shot in Prague's Czech Republic. The city was chosen for its cost-effective production facilities and skilled crew. Number 8. Cut R-rated content. The film was originally intended to be rated R, like the previous films in the Alien and Predator franchise. However, to reach a broader audience, it was edited down to a PG-13 rating, which disappointed some fans. Number 9. Multiple Predators. For the first time in the Predator franchise, multiple Predators were featured in a single film. This expanded on the idea that predators hunt down in groups and have a complex society. Number 10. Nods to the original films. The movie contains numerous Easter eggs and reference to both the Alien and Predator films, such as similar sound effects, visual cues, and lines of dialogues. These were included to pay homage to the original films and please fans of both franchises. Number 11. Mixed reviews, strong fan base. While Alien vs. Predator received mixed reviews from critics, it developed a strong fan base and becomes a cult favorite, particularly among fans of the sci-fi and horror genre. Number 12. Director's Cut. There is a slightly longer version of the film known as the unrated edition, which includes additional scenes and more intense violence, closer to the original R-rated vision. These facts highlight the unique aspects and production challenges to bring two iconic franchises together in one film. Audience review for Alien vs. Predator are mixed. Many viewers appreciate it as a fun action movie that pits two iconic monsters against each other, offering plenty of suspense and thrills without taking itself too seriously. However, some criticize its thin plot, clinched characters, and lack of depth compared to the original Alien and Predator films. On IMDb, the movie has a variety of reviews, with some fans enjoying the entertainment values and others disappointed by the film's execution and writing. Now, it's time for the second one. Alien vs. Predator Requiem contains several Easter eggs and reference that fans of the Alien and Predator franchises might appreciate. Number 1. Pred-Alien Hybrid. The Pred-Alien, a hybrid of a predator and an alien, is a central creature in the movie. Its design is a continuation of the final scene in the first Alien vs. Predator film, where a chestburster emerged from a predator. This creature existence was a nod to fans who speculated about such a hybrid for years. Number 2. Weyland-Yutani Corporation. In the final scenes, a character named Miss Yutani is introduced, who is implied to be part of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, a notorious company from the Alien franchise. This serves as a direct connection to the larger Alien universe, indicating that the events of Alien vs. Predator are part of the same timeline that led to the Alien series. Number 3. Nods to Aliens. The scene where the Pred-Alien use a human to breed more aliens is similar of the Queen from the second Alien movie. The breeding method also adds a new and more horrifying elements to the Pred-Alien's ability. Number 4. Homage to the classic horror movies. The film has several moments that pay homage to classic horror movies, including the small town setting and the creatures featured style, where town people face off against an overwhelming threat. Number 5. Military and government plans. The government's cover-up and use of the incident for further bioweapon research is a nod to the shadowy conspiracies often present in both the Alien and Predator franchise. And number 6. Homing bacon. The Predator's homing bacon, which signals other predators after he activates the self-structure device, is similar to the one used in the original Predator movie. These Easter eggs tie Alien vs. Predator Requiem to its predecessor and expands the lore, blending elements of both the Alien and Predator franchise while introducing new concepts and characters. Alien vs. Predator Requiem, also known as AVPR, continues the crossover between the Alien and Predator franchise. Here are some fun facts about the movie. Number 1. Directorial debut. Alien vs. Predator Requiem was a directorial debut of the brothers Strauss, Colin and Greg Strauss, who were known for their work in visual effects before taking on this film. They had previously worked on visual effects for movies like The Day After Tomorrow and 300. Number 2. R-rated violence. Unlike its predecessor, Alien vs. Predator Requiem returned to the R-rated, featured more graphic violence, gore, and intense horror elements. This decision was made to apply for fans of both franchises who were disappointed with the PG-13 rating of the first Alien vs. Predator film. Number 3. Expand Methodologue. The film delves deeper into the Predator's code of honor and hunting practices. For example, the Predator in the movie, known as Wolf, is shown cleaning up evidence of the alien outbreak to prevent humanity from discovering their existence. Number 4. Box office success, critical failure. Despite being panned by critics for its weak plots, poor character development, and overall dull visuals, Alien vs. Predator Requiem performed reasonably well at the box office. It grossed over $128 million worldwide on the budget of $40 million, proving the enduring appeal of the Alien and Predator franchise. And number 5, crossover potential. Alien vs. Predator Requiem was intended to set the stage of further crossovers between the Alien and Predator franchise. However, due to the film's poor critical reception, plans for additional sequels were put on hold, and the series took a different direction with standalone films. These facts highlight some of the unique and interesting aspects of Alien vs. Predator Requiem, particularly its return to a darker, more horror-driven tone, and its place within the broader methodologue of the Alien and Predator universe. The audience reviews for Alien vs. Predator Requiem are generally negative. Many viewers criticized the film for its poor lighting, making it hard to see the action, and its uninspired plots and character development. While some fans enjoyed the action scenes and its continuation of the Alien vs. Predator storyline, most find it disappointing compared to the original franchise. The movie is often described as a missed opportunity with little to offer beyond basic monster fights. Before we wrap up this episode, I'm going to talk to you guys about my thoughts about the franchise, starting with the first one. Alien vs. Predator. I absolutely loved that movie. It was an incredible experience to see such iconic creatures as the Alien and the Predator brought together in the same film, and their intense battles were everything I hoped for and more. The way the aliens are portrayed, with its menacing presence and legal capabilities, truly make it my favorite. The story was gripping, filled with suspense and thrilling moments that keeps me on the edge of my seat, and the creatures' designs were nothing short of spectacular, each detail adding to the eerie and terrifying atmosphere that made the film so unforgettable. Alien vs. Predator Requiem. I was thrilled with the movie just as much as I was with the first one, largely because the creature design maintained that some level of intricate details and terror that I loved so much. The story itself was compelling, keeping me on the edge of my seat throughout, and I have to say, the Pred Alien looks absolutely phenomenal. Its design was both horrifying and awe-inspiring, capturing the perfect blend of Predator and Alien. It's fantastic to see a sequel that not only honored the original, but also brings new and exciting elements to the table. Well, everyone, this concludes today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will be back next time about the Alien franchise Part 1, because I saw the new one and it was absolutely amazing. Don't forget to follow, rate, and review this podcast to grow more horror fans. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to see trailer reactions, and my previous episode are coming very soon. Also follow me on TikTok at horror.talks.with.tate for seeing videos that will be there soon, and also follow me on Instagram at Horror Talks with Tate podcast for upcoming episodes and exciting news. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know which side are you on. Stay spooky.